Hey, I'm going to give it just a second because I just tried to do a video and they said they couldn't hear me. So anybody that pops on, can you hear me? I'm going to start, let's see. Hello? Sarah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let's see. Hi, Destiny. Can you hear me? Guys, comment below if you can hear me because I can't always see, like, who's on. So go ahead and like or heart the post if you can hear what I'm saying. Let me know somehow. I can hear you. Okay, great. Thank you. All right, thanks, Caitlin. Okay, all right, so I wanted to update you guys because I posted, hi Alicia, I posted yesterday that I got the results of my food sensitivities test done, right? And half of you were outraged that I can't have avocado. Like me, I am just so sad about it. You have no idea. Guac is life. I love guac. I put it on eggs. I like dip stuff in it. I love guacamole. So I'm very sad about this. And then some of you were like, oh my gosh, I'm sensitive to avocado and guacamole as well. And I was really surprised by that because I've honestly not really ever heard of it being a food allergen before. So I'm really curious about what it is in avocados. And then somebody also made a comment that, hey, I'm surprised you've gone this long without knowing about it. So I kind of wanted to address that for just a second because often when we think about food sensitivities, we think about like dramatic allergies, right? Like people break out in hives, they go into anaphylactic shock, all these kind of things where, I mean, it can be legitimately scary and sometimes even life-threatening. And so that's like a severe histamine reaction normally, and that's what we normally think about when we think about food allergies, right? So can you hear my dog? Coco? Hush. I don't know if you saw her. She sees another dog outside. She's got a whimper at it. So anyway, so a food sensitivity is what you would basically consider a really low grade food allergy. So you're not going to have the external reaction where you notice it right away because a lot of times these reactions are delayed and they're internal so you don't see it. So it causes inflammation and all sorts of other things. It can interrupt your hormone cycles and your balance and I mean hormone balance, not like your, although it might affect that too. But anyways, they can affect all sorts of different things. But what makes it hard to figure out, right, on your own is that you can't see it. It's not an immediate reaction. Hi, Maria. And things like that. So just as an example for me, one of the things I was like totally shocked about is that regular dairy came back as totally fine. Hi, Chuck. As totally non-reactive for me. Like it was in the green section, like not reactive at all, not even a little bit. And I was so surprised because I was like, I've tried to bring dairy in on and off for years, and it just always seems to be like I can have it sometimes and then I can't have it other times, and I'll break out or I'll get gassy or whatever it is, and I'm like, well, I just can't have it, I guess. But here's the thing, it's when I'm looking back on it, and now that I have like actual definitive scientific test results that kind of help me kind of think this through, the reason probably it was inconsistent, I was probably eating it with other things that I had no idea I was actually sensitive to and never would have thought to put the combination of, oh, it was that food. Because dairy is like a top allergen, right? Normally you hear wheat, dairy, soy, peanuts, that sort of thing, right? So those are the ones that your mind goes to. So obviously I was thinking, well, it's got to be the dairy that gave me this kind of reaction, right? Turns out I might have been eating like this whole group of other foods that are healthy, that are not common allergens, that my body, for whatever reason, has labeled. Oh, good, Sarah. I'm so glad. Glad to have you on. Let me know if you have any questions while I'm talking. But anyways, my point is I may have been eating what I considered to be an allergen that I'm not actually sensitive to at all with something else that was, I guess allergen is the correct word, anyways, it irritates my system and I have an immune response to it. Food that I never would have guessed. So I wanted to share with you because my list, because I think you might be surprised by it as well. And just to kind of give you an idea of how hidden these things can be, things that I never would have guessed, you guys. So I took the MRT food test. It tests for 150 foods. Hi, Tara. Yay! It tests for 150 foods and chemicals. So it also included some things like acetaminophen and things like that you actually probably take on a regular basis. Hi, Madison. Hi, Jerry. So, okay, so I'm not going to go through the science behind it. If you want to talk to me later, maybe I'll do a blog post that has a little bit more of like how this works and how your body responds and why it's important. But right now I'm just going to give you like the interesting stuff, right? Which is what everybody wants to know, which is what are you sensitive to? So I could not believe the things that were in red for me that I eat regularly. Banana, cantaloupe, mint, which is literally like one of my favorite flavors, you guys, and vanilla. Now, there's a bunch of other foods in the red, but I don't eat them. So, for example, I had already eliminated gluten and wheat. Wheat was like super duper 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 high on my reactivity list. So I mean, on the scale it was like pretty much at the top. So I'm actually curious if I got a celiac test, like would it show up or not. But on my food sensitivities test it was super high. And then there was like spelt and clam and shrimp and some other things that I don't regularly eat. But the things I regularly eat: banana, cantaloupe, mint, vanilla. Can you even believe that? Guys, my first reaction to this is, how freaking depressing is this? I can't have vanilla or mint? Like, are you joking me? Anyways, I'll get to that, so I don't want to be so dramatic about it, but that's my first reaction. What the heck? Yeah, no joke. So I'm going to go into explaining this in a minute and how you can handle life with these food sensitivities, because I do have a plan. Trust me, I have a plan. But I just wanted to share that with you because my first reaction, even as a coach and someone who knows how this works and someone who makes meal plans and figures out food sensitivities for people and makes it a livable lifestyle and creates meal plans so that they can live and still eat good things, it's still hard when it happens to you, right? It's still overwhelming. These are some of my favorite foods. So then there's the yellow, right? There's green, there's yellow, there's red. So red is like super high on the reactivity, yellow is very reactive, and green is like you have no reaction, you're good to go. So there's a ton on my yellow list as well, and you have to eliminate both the yellow and the red. So my other list, are you ready? Avocado, which I shared last night, and I'm like majorly depressed about. Like that, honestly, guys, is probably going to be one of the hardest things for me. I'm just going to share, again, I'm going to share the ones that are an issue for me. So avocado, blueberry, carrot, chicken, you guys, chicken, cinnamon, cranberry, dill, lettuce, you guys, lettuce, millet, mushroom, scallop, solanine, I don't even know what that is, spinach, tea, white potato, yellow squash, and yogurt. So here's where my mind is blown, you guys. But it's yellow. Can't you eat it sometimes? What? No, you can. Oh, I was thinking yellow squash. No, you cannot. No, if it's yellow, you cannot eat it. I'm gonna get to that, Sarah. All right. So my first impression with this is very depressing because avocado, carrot, chicken, cinnamon, spinach, obviously, and even yellow squash and blueberries. Those are some things that I eat like multiple times a week, you guys. Like multiple times a week. Like how many meals do I have chicken for dinner and then leftovers for lunch? I eat like cups of blueberries at a time. Dill is one of my favorite spices. Lettuce and shrimp, I'll be honest, I'm not too sad that I have to eliminate those for 90 days. White potato, not super sad about it, but you know, that eliminates fries and Yukon potatoes and mashed potatoes for a while. Yellow squash, what was surprising to me is that zucchini is totally fine. It's a green vegetable for me. Yellow squash was a reactive vegetable. So it's kind of curious. Carrots, I'm not even joking when I say that I roasted a bunch of carrots. I literally had 4 cups of carrots in one day a couple days ago. 4 cups. I can't have carrots anymore. It's one of my favorite vegetables. Are you kidding me? So let me explain, because there's some questions on, oh my gosh, if it's yellow, if it's red, can you have it? You know, how are you gonna live? Like my mom was like, what are you gonna eat? Like these are your favorite foods. Hi Tony. So, okay, the deal is no yellow, no red. Okay, and in addition to like no sugar for 90 days. So this is what you would call an elimination diet. And it's really, really important for a few reasons. If you have foods that are going into your system that are causing inflammation and that your body has labeled as reactive, as bad foods to your system, you've got to get them out. You have to get them out. I know a lot of you read my blog post on healing your gut and leaky gut. That is like directly correlated. So you cannot be putting foods into your body that cause inflammation, that take energy away from other sources. So what happens is, like, if your body is focusing on dealing with a food that it thinks is bad for you, or it has to like work extra hard to digest or to detoxify or whatever, then it's taking energy from all these other areas of your body, like actual energy. So you might be tired, you might have brain fog. It's going to take energy away from your detoxification systems. It's going to take away energy and the ability to handle all these other things. You don't want your body working extra hard to handle food. There's just no reason for it. In addition to those foods then causing irritation and damaging your gut, which causes malabsorption, which causes inflammation, all these sorts of, just go read my blog on gut health. Okay. It will kind of go into leaky gut and what that means. And when you're eating foods that are labeled as food sensitivities and irritants, it can irritate that and cause it. So for the next 90 days, I have to completely 100% eliminate all of these foods, and I'll be honest, I'm not really thrilled about it, but knowing what I know and having the test in front of me actually does give me a lot of hope. So, because when you have struggled with hormone issues and fatigue for years, and you eat what is considered hi Sadie, a super clean diet. I mean, if you guys know me, it's like literally my life, right, is health and nutrition. So when you eat a super clean diet and you're struggling and you're like, why am I so tired today? Or what the heck? I didn't eat any of my food sensitivities, or that I thought was my food sensitivities, but I'm bloated out today. Why is this happening? Or, you just feel like crap and your hormones are just not going back up where they need to be. And you're like, why? Oh, well, now I have a test, and it says maybe that's because I've been eating chicken, and I had no idea that chicken was a food sensitivity. Like, are you joking me? So that's one reason I would really encourage people to get the actual scientific test done. Because you can guess, and you can absolutely start with like the major allergens, like wheat and grains and soy and dairy and that sort of thing. But obviously that wasn't enough for me. That did not apparently cover all my bases. So during the 90 days, there's a process that I'm going to go through that not only eliminates the foods, but also really focuses on gut health. So if you can't eat bananas, can you still eat plantains? Nope, a plantain is not a banana. So I believe, actually I have it right here, I think it's on my okay to eat list. I think it was specifically listed separately. I'll have to check, I don't see it. But no, if it's not listed, you don't have to eliminate it. But that's a good question, because one question I had was about mushrooms, because mushrooms was on my sensitivity list, and you guys know how much I love my mushroom coffee. And so I emailed them quickly, and I was like, okay guys, what kind of mushrooms are you testing for? Like, when you say mushroom, hi Marianne, if you say mushrooms on this list, are you like grouping the whole family of fungi, or are you just doing like white mushrooms and button mushrooms? Does it make a difference? Because I was like, I don't want to give up my chaga, you guys. I love it. I love my lion's mane. It helps my brain focus. So anyways, Now, the other point that I wanted to make with this, so 90-day elimination, right? Did you guys see that, by the way? So I held this up and the color changed. Isn't that crazy with the lighting? It'll like focus on the colors and change the, okay, anyways, I digress. Technology is amazing. 90 days, you have to get rid of the food irritant. In that same time, I'm going to be including things in my diet that encourage gut health, okay? So they're going to encourage my gut lining to heal itself, to get back to a non-inflammatory state. So that can improve so many things. It could help improve my hormones. It can help improve my energy. It can help improve my digestion. And by the way, everybody's different. So whatever things you struggle with may not be the exact same ones that I struggle with, because food sensitivities appear in everyone very, very differently. But the great thing about food sensitivities, if there is a silver lining, is that as your body changes, so can they. So the reason it's a 90-day thing is for several reasons. One, that gives your body a long enough period of time, if you're following it 100%, and you're also incorporating, hi Peter, and you're also incorporating things that are healing to your gut. 90 days is usually a long enough period of time to give your body the opportunity to heal itself, which it's really, really good at doing. So it's pretty cool. But then you have to retest, because these foods can change. You don't have to retest, but when avocado's on your list, you probably want to retest. So I'm going to retest. But what's really interesting about food sensitivities, I'm just going to give you an example really quickly, is your body can label something as a sensitivity that isn't actually the culprit. So let's just, for argument's sake, say that bananas are the actual irritant in my system. I can't believe it, you guys. It's in red. Blows my mind. But anyways, let's say that bananas are the actual culprit. Okay, they're causing inflammation in my system. For whatever reason, my body can't handle it. And at the same time I ate a banana, I ate a cantaloupe. So there's the possibility that your body then says, okay, both of these are irritants. I'm going to label the banana, I'm going to label the cantaloupe as an irritant. The cantaloupe didn't do anything. It may not actually be an irritant, but because your body associated it with the irritant, it's now a reactive food. So the interesting thing with food sensitivity tests is that they can change. So let's say I eliminate everything that's on the list for 90 days. I incorporate a gut healing program, and then at the end of the 90 days, I retest. Bananas might still be on it because that's the real issue, and cantaloupe might then be off, and I can bring that back in. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And I don't want to go on too long because it can get really scientific and weird and annoying and boring. But the basic plan is to, hi Alyssa, get the irritating foods out, bring healing opportunities back into my system and allow my body to do its job, and then bring some foods back in, experiment with them, and I can either do that on my own and observe the reactions, or I can get retested at that point and see kind of where I'm at, which is probably what I'll do, because having the definitive information is very helpful. And I have done the elimination and reintroduction thing on my own for a while, which has been great. But, like for example, with the dairy, I thought it was dairy and it was so inconsistent. I was like, why can I eat it sometimes and not others? Well, maybe I had the dairy with carrots that day, or maybe I had the dairy with, so it wasn't actually dairy. It was those other things that I just found out are on my list. Is that not crazy? So I'm really excited that I am getting my FDN program done. By the way, I am about to start studying for my finals. I'm pretty excited about it. And that is what I got this test through. It's an MRT test, and I got it through my FDN training, Functional Diagnostic Nutrition Practitioner is what I'm going to be called. So in a few short months, I'm going to be an active practitioner, and I will be able to take on my own clients and provide you with the same testing. So if it's something that you're interested in, which the more I'm learning about it, I feel like everybody should do this, just for information and for personal health and well-being. But if you're interested in that, drop your email below, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, message me with your email, and I can put you on my FDN email list so that you know when I'm going to be active, when I'm able to take on clients and work with you and talk with you and that sort of thing. So pretty excited about it. And you guys, I'm a cold turkey person, and I'm just going to be really, really honest. I'm going to be cold turkey with this, but it's going to be hard. So the reason I'm sharing all this with you is because when you work with me, I also want you to know that I've been through it myself. I don't ever want to be like, hey, take this test that I didn't take, or, you know, you can do it, when I haven't personally been through the process. So I always want to let you know that I am doing this with you. I did have to go through the process myself. It is hard. I know that it's hard, but if I can do it, you can do it. So I hope that you will continue to follow my journey. Let me know if you have any questions, drop them below, and thanks for listening to my story today, guys. Happy Saturday.